Okay, so am I live? If I'm live and if you guys can hear me, this video is going to be called "A Lie May Not Care Who Tell It, but Damn It, I Sure Do." And so doesn't John 8 and 44. Man, y'all just don't know. I know it's kind of common for people to keep lying, and lies spread faster than the truth nowadays, especially on YouTube. Hold up, let me backtrack. Good morning and God bless. Happy Sunday. And if you're under the sound of my voice, it's because the Lord woke you up and still has a purpose for you being here. So find out what your purpose is. That's all the encouragement I'm going to give you guys for today, okay? I pray you guys can hear me. I cannot see the chat. I'm on this news. It's not new, but again, I'm not at 1,000, so I can't go live on my phone the way other people go live on their phones. But there's an app you can go live on, and to me, it's a shitty app. It's not working for me. I can't never get the titles in there before I go live, and sometimes I can see the chat and sometimes I can't. So with that being said, a lie may not care who tell it, but I do. So I'm going to go try to go on my tablet because I am downstairs, guys, on the second level. And I have a old laptop that streams okay. It doesn't have a camera on it. I have a tablet that streams okay, but the camera sucks. And then I have my cell phone and it streams okay. But like I said, there's only certain applications you can go through and it's not the greatest. But anyway, a lie does not care who tell it. Let me make sure my volume is up. But I do. So before I get started with a day of reconciliation, a video Fabe did on 6/10/19, to kind of corroborate with what Billie Jean over there was saying yesterday in her video called Girl. I'm going to talk to you about some other things and then we'll get right into that. But basically, I did a video called Liars Are Liabilities and May Have Liabilities, and this is going to kind of piggyback off of that because in that video, I told you I was going to talk about the morning read. I was going to talk about Unannounced, Becky and the Shy Gate, Armand calling black women allegedly, and not even allegedly, monkeys, and people need to get out their dang on feelings when certain things is being said about certain races. So let's start with the morning read. Alright, so I'm about maybe 16 reads behind, but I had got through the book of Ezekiel and the book of Hosea, and I'm trying to think what comes after Hosea. Joel, Amos, Obadiah. And I got kind of caught up. I started waking up like 3 o'clock in the morning, fighting these spirits, just spiritual warfare. If anybody know anything about spiritual warfare, it's real. So I still get up every morning looking to do the morning read or whatever time of the day it is I sit down and do them. But there's been resistance. There's been oppression. There's been a fight going on for me to even pick up the Bible. So I've been really heavy in, seeking the Lord and counsel and what's going on. I've been fighting these procrastination demons, these demons that try to hinder your time and interference and all of this, right? So guys, when I say we are 218 reads into the morning read, you know it's only 365 days in a year. So I left off, I believe, around, I think, September 19th or the 20th. So I have to do from September 20th coming straight up to October 12th, which is today, right? And you guys know that my birthday is Tuesday. I am going to be 52 years old by the grace of God if I live to see that day, right? And I'm excited because 1015 adds up to 7. Turning 52 adds up to 7. And I always remember my mom telling me this story that she named me after Drew Pearson, number 88 in the Dallas Cowboys. 8 plus 8 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. And that's your completion. The number 7 is the completion of the Lord. On the 6th day he saw all was good. On the 7th day he rested. So the Lord is telling me to rest. It's my time to rest in these last days. I've been working hard all of my life, y'all. Not only for myself, but for other people around me as well. And especially for people I don't know, as far as being spiritual. When I was in Christianity, seek Jesus, because that's what they tell you. And then since I've been 5 years removed, it's seek Yahweh. It's seek the creator of the universe. It's to seek the almighty, most high God, right? So I've always been about encouraging people, even though I had a short span in my life where I was like you could have called me the daughter of perdition at one point. And I wasn't against God, but I wasn't living for God. See, there's a difference. You can love God and still not live for him, like we see so many Christians and people do on YouTube today, right? Everybody is God, 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 but they're not quite living for him, right? And then you can definitely be against God and don't live for him, don't like his rules, don't like his teachings, his chastising, or anything else, blessings he have to offer. There's a lot of people in the world like that. And I chose not to be that kind of person. So as I started working with my spirituality, I began to change. And I think that's what's wrong with people. They're so complacent in this world today. They do not like change. So the morning read has been definitely giving me a run for my money right now. There's something spiritual. And I'm not going to expose it all because some of you don't have on the mind of Christ. And when you talk about certain things in the demonic or certain things spiritually, you guys don't quite get it. And once these demons attach themselves to you, it's hard to get them freaking up off of you if you don't know what you're doing. So I always pray, Lord, put the mind of Christ on. And then if you have the helmet of salvation on, that's two things the enemy has to try to penetrate to get to your mind in order to sway you away from God. That's where the devil's playground is, truly in your mind. And we all know idle hands, idle time, idle mind is the devil's workshop, right? And you got a lot of idleness going on throughout these YouTube streets. People aren't working anymore, whatever reason, by choice, lost their jobs, getting fired by other content creators from calling their jobs or whatever. And they have idle hands. They're just sitting around right now trying to find something to do. So the best thing to do is keep drama going on YouTube. Keep digging up information on people to continue to expose them, right? Their time, okay, is the devil's, because again, from the time they wake up in the morning to the time they go to bed, they out here doing what the devil wants them to do, which is destroy other people. And then their minds, you can clearly see people are not functioning from the full capacity of their minds. There's something going on there, people, where it is definitely mental health, but it's also a disconnection from the spirit, which is a lost soul. So that pretty much covers the morning read. I've been struggling to get back on track. And a part of me was saying, the hell with them, Lord. They don't show up to hear the morning read anyway, but there's a few of you who do. So a part of me was being rebellious, like I'm reading 3 to 7 chapters, 1 to 2 hours a day. Who the hell these people think they are? But a lie don't care who tell it. I do. So people are so used to believing lies, they don't want the truth. And we all know that a lie spreads faster than the truth, right? So you see a lot of channels growing off of lies. And you see more people being deceived off of lies. But this is what's hot in the YouTube streets right now. Hooking yourself up with people who tell lies and seeing their channels explode. But when you got people spitting the truth doesn't get out as fast as the lies do on YouTube. Because YouTube know the truth ain't gonna make them as much money as the lies, the beef, and the drama is. So you got to see who's really playing this game. And we all know that the Zionists own most of Hollywood, most of social media, if not all, you know what I'm saying? And it's their opportunity to keep the black man, to keep the Israelites, to keep the Hebrew people of the Bible deceived and in some form of oppression and slavery. That's why we have what we have on YouTube. A lot of people think because they're monetized that they made it, but they're more oppressed and more under pressure right now to keep that same energy going than people who just get on here and truly be themselves and speak their truth and stand in their shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the morning read. That's what I've been struggling with, guys. And we all have a struggle. We all are afflicted. According to Psalms 34:19, many are the afflictions of the righteous. So if you think I'm just struggling with reading the Bible for you guys right now, imagine what other stuff I've been struggling with or will struggle with or have struggled with. Like some of you. Remember, we are human. We are a flesh, an earthen vessel, but we do have a supernatural spirit within us that's just the earth is moaning and groaning for the sons and daughters of God to manifest themselves in the earth. And I've been trying to manifest myself celestially, like this not this glorified body that Christianity wants you to hope for and receive. But it's this glorified power, the transformation in the earth thereof. All right, so moving on from the morning read, because you guys know I am not going to let you down. I am going to catch up on the morning read. I'm always going to give you my personal opinion, commentary on it. And I also said to God, I said, well, what is preventing me from getting through these last 4 reads I have in the Old Testament? I've been telling you, once I get to the New Testament, I am going to destroy the Bible and all the lies thereof in it, because it's the New Testament that brings forth Christianity. It's Christianity that brought forth slavery, and it's slavery that brought forth oppressed people such as the black, indigenous, all different kinds of races, 12 tribes of this world who has suffered greatly. So I am not going to stop reading the Bible. I will get caught back up on it. But outside of the Bible, I always see myself, my situations in the Bible. And I always speak about worldly events relative to the Bible. Because like Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun, people, whether you want to believe it or not. Everything you're doing now, I bet you we read about it in the Bible. We'll read about it in the Bible. Or the Apocrypha, Jasher, Enoch, Jubilee. There's so many other books and accounts that go along with the traditional Bible we have. All right, now, so we're past the morning read. I have a little note here. Let me just see. And remember, this whole video, once I get upstairs and able to change the title, is going to be called A Lie May Not Care Who Tell It, but I damn sure do. And I'm not inserting myself in anybody's business, but as for any Christians or anybody on here, whether I know you or not, whether we know one or another or not, we're supposed to edify, exhort, encourage, comfort, lift one another up in the admonition of the Lord. Not destroy one another because one is greater in Bible verses or one is greater at prophecy. No. The truth of the matter is, Christians don't like to be called out when they doing wrong. Because of that I'm always right spirit that's running through the church. I can never do no wrong because Jesus gonna save me. That spirit need to be dealt with. So hopefully we could deal with it this morning. So the other day I did a video called Liars Lie Babe, because that's what y'all call Fi Babe. Liars are liabilities and may deal with this L word. And I said in the description, although liars are losers, they may have and suffer with liabilities, which is the veins being clogged up with lies. It's like the truth is not in them. And if they can find somebody to believe their lies, they feel like they have won and they are great. But according to the Bible, John 8:44, Christians, you got to go there and read it. Now, if I didn't care about your soul, I'd be sitting over here like, the hell with you. I got mines. I'm going to do my best not to lie because I don't want Satan or the devil to be my zaddy. My zaddy. Please. Like, how many damn zaddies you going to have in this world before you find the right daddy? See, I found the Most High God when I was 19. And I haven't had zaddies. I have a Father in heaven. Oh, come on, somebody. Y'all gonna learn today, okay, that you can't be out here calling. The Bible says, do not call nobody in the earth your father, your spiritual father. Go read it. And all of y'all out here in Christianity call everybody under the sun. Oh, Pastor T.D. Jakes, he my spiritual father. No, the heck he not. You only got one Father in heaven. And see, until you stop giving T.D. Jakes and all these other men your power, you're never going to exude your power to get wealth, as God said he gave all of us in the Bible. He gave us all power to get wealth, not just one man in the church or one family in the church. Or one platform on YouTube. We're all given the power to get wealth, right? So I did that video showing you in that video how she sat in one video and she told a lie based off the title of the video. Gave you timestamps and everything. And in that video I said I will discuss the morning read and unannounced, Becky and the Shy Gate, Armand Wiggins, and get out your feelings pretty much. So, moving on to unannounced. Now, we all know that we saw a video last weekend where this white woman just pretty much showed up, allegedly, because people in my camp said that was a setup as well. That was all part of the Chicago takeover, right? That this white woman shows up at Fabe's house. You guys were calling her Becky. She slips up. When you drunk, you tell the truth. And she said her name was Patty, allegedly. So, people basically saw that, this white woman showed up there unannounced. And there was a couple of videos made after that. But I'm not going to go that far yet. Backing up to me. My landlord, because I am renting. I told you guys I'm renting. I do not own. And there's nothing wrong with that. Whether you're in an apartment or a house, as long as you're not homeless, you're stable, you can pay your current bills or whatever. What's the problem, people? What's the problem? You got people in a big house, but they're not happy. You got people in a little apartment. And they living their best life. I mean, what's the problem? Like, I don't understand. I mean, see, in Christianity, in the world of being black, bigger is better, right? That's crazy. That's a lie. I could verify and vouch for that. I told you guys I'm in a 6-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 3-floor style duplex or whatever, right? Condo style house or whatever. And there's plenty of issues. I told you guys it was a fixer-upper when I moved here. And June 1st, I moved in, and there's still shit that needs to be fixed up. So when I put unannounced as the next segment, right? I'm going to talk about me first. It was Tuesday, I believe. My landlord showed up here. Now, he has another apartment right across it's connected, it's attached. He has this dual, they're the same exact apartment. So he has another tenant next to me. And whenever he comes to fix something on their house, he'll just stop by, ring my bell. And he has been doing this since I lived here. I'm like, oh my God. Don't landlords supposed to give you 24 hours, notice before they come to your house? So I let it go. I let it go up until like maybe 3 weeks ago, a month. I started getting annoyed and agitated with it, right? So I started putting little comments out there like, can you please call me when you come over? Aren't you supposed to give me notice? Because when you work in 2 part-time jobs, sometimes you just want to come in, take the wig off, take the clothes off, just wind down or whatever. And every time I come home from work, 4:35 in the evening, he is outside, and I don't see him, but he's in the other, apartment, other next door. And then when I come in and shut my door, think he's not going to bother me, he rings my bell. So I said, okay, this has to stop. So when he came, it was Tuesday. So when he came Tuesday, unannounced, like Becky showed up at 5A house unannounced, believe you me, it didn't turn out the same way, okay? I did not put my landlord in the headlock. I did not push him out the damn door. I did not consider him a racist because he is of the Dominican Republic descent. Fine young man. My landlord is awesome, y'all. But I did go to hell off. You know what? I had told my daughter maybe 2 weeks prior to that. I said, you know what? My spirit is vexed. I feel it. I know when there's unhealthy activity going on around me, demonic activity, ungodly activity. I know when something is off. I know when something isn't clean in the milk around me. You know what I'm saying? So I had mentioned this to my daughter 2 weeks prior to my landlord coming here. Now, prior to me going off on Tuesday when he came here unannounced, he has sent. Now, I've been here since June 1st, and when I moved here, he said it was washer-dryer hookup, because I've owned the washer and dryer since my daughter was 8 months old, and she's going to be 27 in April. And when I got here, there was no hookup. After 2 months of living here, he finally hooked up the washer, but the dryer still has not been hooked up. So let me tell you what happened. He gave the electrician my phone number to call me last. And the electrician came. You have to put that 220 orange wire in with the black box for most heavy duty dryers. So he came to do that, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, you did not give my number out. I was just so irritated in my spirit last week, y'all. I said, no, you did not give my number out to a total stranger. I said, no, you didn't. So that was sitting on me. So when Tuesday came, he rung the bell, and I sat here, right? He rung the bell again, y'all. Now, I sat here, right? And my son was pulling up at the same time. So my son saw a stranger outside my house, and he didn't know it was the landlord. So he's just sitting in his car watching. And I'm sitting in here right in the living room trying to ignore him because I kind of knew it was him. And I said, I'm not going to get up and open my door. Shit, I just sat down. You know what I'm saying? Why don't this man just text me or call me and say, hey, is it okay if I stop over? What is the problem? So, boom. My son trying to call me to tell me he outside. And I'm like, oh, shoot. So I get up, I open the door, and I looked him dead in the face. I was like, why the hell you keep coming to my house and you don't give me notice and da-da-da-da-da and everything. So I was annoyed with that, y'all. And we talked about it, me, him, and my son, because like I said, there was some issues that he had to fix prior to me moving in. And he didn't quite do it because his dad had passed away a month before me moving in. Then he was in a car accident. Then he came down with bronchitis. So to this day, I still don't have my dryer hookup. The man was supposed to come yesterday. And I told my landlord, tell him to call me like he did last week, right? Now, working 2 jobs, I'm off on Saturdays for my spiritual beliefs and because I don't want to work on nobody's Saturday, period. I was asleep. The electrician's going to text me. And I slept through the text. Now, the phone call I would have heard, but the text I slept through. I wake up at 4 o'clock. He called at 12 o'clock. So I missed my dryer appointment yesterday, y'all. I was like, you know what? I am done. I was just so annoyed by him coming to my house unannounced. It just opened up a can of whoop ass around here. But like I said, nobody put their hands on anybody. I've learned you can beat people with words, with the truth. So, he's gonna come Monday, which is tomorrow, because I'm off both my jobs, thank God, again. I was off Wednesday, both my jobs, and then I was off, what was it? Oh no, I was just off one job Friday, but I'm going to be off both my jobs tomorrow, so he's going to come through and do what he has to do, but especially get the dryer hooked up. So, like I told him, my own mother, my children, people just don't show up and ring my doorbell. I've been like that all my life. If I pay my bills and live where I live, I make my rules. I don't go to nobody's house without announcing or calling or saying, is it okay? Unless I drive by, see people sitting outside and they give me a shout out, I may pull over and say hi to them. But if your door is shut and you're in the privacy of your own home, I'm not coming to bother you because I don't want you to come bother me. That's just, you could be sitting naked. You could just get out the shower. You could be sitting down to eat. You don't want nobody disturbing you without giving you a call. And then there's some days I just don't feel like being bothered with certain people. So I condition them to call me. And they know once I don't answer that phone call, I'm either busy or I don't want to be bothered. And they don't get mad at me, take it out on me, because they know how I am and who I am. Now, strange phone numbers and, like you got the Jehovah Witnesses and things like that. They ring my bell. I don't go off on them. I just tell them, no, thank you. Go ahead. God bless you. Give them some enlightenment and send them on their way. I'm not ignorant like that. But if you know me and you know my rules and you know you don't supposed to be coming to my house without calling or just showing up, ringing my doorbell, I'm going to tell you off in a real polite way. I may get ignorant and rude with you. And you not coming in my house. I don't care. You didn't tell me you was coming over. I could get like that sometimes because this is my house. And I'm very careful as to what kind of energy I let up in here. I'm just that way because I'm telling you, people, there is a Bible verse that says, the man went out the house, right? He swept his house, he left, and he got out there talking about a demon, right? Because your house is where they want to house your body, your temple, your heart, so they could turn you away from God. Because remember, these are the fallen angels that can't go back to heaven no more. These are the fallen angels that lost their first habitation. According to the book of Jude, they cannot go back to their natural habitat, which was heaven, which was being stars, which was being angels of God. And they lost that. So they find houses and temples they can control in the earth to keep you from being in covenant with the Most High God, causing you to live in darkness and sin and being separated from Him, okay? So when the house is swept, he go out Then he think about it. He like, oh, wait a minute. Let me return back to where I went to. But when you trying to sanctify yourself, purify yourself, you cleaning yourself up, you dipping yourself in the blood of Jesus, you praying, you going to church, and then all of a sudden that demon said, wait, let me go back to that house. But this time, if it was just the spirit of anger or hate, or y'all got some spirits running on these YouTube streets like molestation, pornography, lies, whatever it was, he's going to find 7 different spirits to come back to that temple, to your house. So I'm telling you, you got to be sober and vigilant and be on guard in these last days, because the enemy will use the people you love the most to try to destroy you and throw you off your game, get you off balance, get you out of character, get you to act up when you normally would not act up. So Tuesday, when my landlord came here unannounced and he saw me raise my voice a little bit and be like, yo, stop coming to my freaking house. He was like, oh. First thing he said to me, I thought you was a Christian. I never told you I was a Christian. Because somebody say God bless you don't mean they're a freaking Christian. How dare you judge me like that? So we got into that conversation. At the end of it, he's going to say, oh, you remind me of my sister Carmen. I'm like, well, no the hell I don't. I remind you of Drew. This is me. When you cross boundaries, or when I keep giving you information to say stop and you keep ignoring my hands up, stop sign, and all of that stuff, I'm going to aggressively speak up and say, you wrong. And he didn't like that. But we talked about it, and now he understand. Like, I told him, I don't even know where you live to come to your house unannounced. And I wouldn't do that anyway. Just because you own this building don't mean you own the right to come over here whenever the hell you want to. So that's unannounced. Now that I got that out the way, people in my camp over here is saying that when the Caucasian woman Becky, allegedly Patty, aka Becky, showed up at Fabe's house last weekend for the alleged Chicago takeover, that was a part of the takeover. That was part of the whole, controversial thing going on, because there was a lot of other white people showing up on different platforms and being, given recognition. And you had the Jay Wilson with the Devolving Culture. You had the Dive in Depth on. You had, Kwani, not per se removing Dive in Depth as a moderator because she was white, because she lied and said she was 80% Indian, 20% black, vice versa, if I'm saying it wrong. But then on the Wiley show one time, she said she was a white woman married to a black woman. So you had a lot of that going on. There's also was the German lady. There was the thing with Sweet Home Alamanda. So, of course, Fabe has to introduce us to a white woman. Now, getting into this white woman, Becky, a.k.a. Patty, allegedly Patty, a.k.a. Becky, I have some questions, because in one of those videos that I saw yesterday that Billie Jean had did, shout out to Billie Jean, girl, very thorough, very on point. And there was one thing I saw that you didn't include in that video, because if you don't know, the video was just debunking Fabe's timeline when it goes to court, and basically saying, allegedly, in a very truthful way with documentation to back it up, that Fabe was using her court cases against an ex-tenant now to make her following think that she was going to court for another content creator she was having problems with then and still now at that time. And but as we all know now, after watching Billie Jean's video, that it could very well be some truth to it, that every time she went to court, except for the one time she went to court and got granted a order of protection, a restraining order against the content creator. That was free. That doesn't cost any money. It might have cost $25 to file the paperwork or something like that in court, you know. Even public defenders are on a sliding scale. So if you have no income, you pay zero for a public defender, but then they're cheaper than a legal attorney, than regular attorneys, I should say, who charge more by the hour. So that was the only time she really pretty much went to court and got proof. And I still haven't seen the content creator's name on anything, but that was the one time she went to court for this content creator and got the order of protection. All the other times allegedly she went to court was to get this tenant out. Now, Tracy D, what I want to ask you is, did you know she was going to court for the content creator and the alleged stalking and whatever that was going on, or did you know she was going to court for eviction process? Because she did a video saying how she showed her tax return, right? And I said, oh damn, I said, if I been paying taxes to Caesar, I thought Caesar was dead. I mean, legal fees to Caesar. I thought Caesar was dead, but you know the American government is now Caesar, right? The IRS and all that other stuff. You still paying taxes to a dead man through an entity called Uncle Sam. All right, let's just keep it real, people. Christ said, give to Caesar's what Caesar and give to God was God. So when I saw her show her tax return, I was like, oh damn, where's all the ministry work at? She gonna show us $10,000-$20,000 where she done supported poor people, the homeless, the lost girls in Chicago. She gonna show you legal fees. Now that was a 2018 tax return, so it had to come from 2017. Hear me out, people. Because we was in 2019 when she showed us a tax return from 2018. But anybody that understands taxes know if I file in 2019, it's from 2018. So if she showed us that from 2018, remember, she only got into it with this content creator in October. So I'm quite sure she didn't rack up $2,500 in legal fees going to court trying to get an order of protection, but you will trying to evict somebody. Because in this video I have over here called The Day of Reconciliation, which we're going to get into in a minute, it was done on June 10th, 2019. You can see in that video where she's recording the sheriffs illegally, people. What the hell is wrong with y'all content creators? She got the sheriffs, you know, she got the phone facing backwards, and she's telling you, oh, I can't let them know I'm recording. But you can see the sheriffs on there evicting somebody, okay? And that eviction stems from all the time she probably went to court throughout the year trying to regain access to her property. And that's believable to me, Billie Jean, because she very well could have been using all the time she went to court for the eviction process, and all the money from the GoFundMes and all of that added up to sheriffs serving people, going to court 2 or 3 times, having, you know, even don't you get process servers to evict people and things like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, people. You guys are wondering where the GoFundMe money went to. It probably went to the process of evicting her tenant, because at the end of this video she did on June 10th, 2019, she says herself, this is fire, babe, y'all been to court with me, y'all been to the police station with me, and I'm not quoting this, but, you know, paraphrasing, and now y'all been to this hot young eviction with me. And I'm telling you, all the money that was probably raised during that GoFundMe definitely was toward the hot young eviction, because it's not going to take $2,500. And remember, she only hooked up in this beef with the other content creator somewhere around October 2018. So to December 2018, she did not rack up $2,500 in legal fees. Remember, she's a landlord. She may have an attorney on retainer. She may have to pay eviction processes. Now, this stuff adds up. I got the Carton Sheets, investment book in there. These fees can add up and probably have been adding up, because remember, she said I spent money out of my own pocket before she even started the GoFundMe. Yeah, but again, if you look at it, it wasn't $2,500 from October to December that you racked up all these bills. And then my other question is, what are the legal fees? See, you just saying legal fees, but I bet you it wasn't all just for that restraining order. I bet you if you had it broken down, some would be for your court proceedings. So you could debunk that right there. You can't get on here saying, oh, I pay legal fees to try to take her to court to justify you spending the money for the GoFundMe. Your best bet was to just say, hey, I got two things going on right now. This thing is more expensive than getting a restraining order. I need y'all to help me evict this tenant. That would have carried more weight than what we've seen unfold. You know what I'm saying? But you guys got to go check out the video, A Day of Reconciliation. It was done on June 10th, 2019. Okay, so now my thoughts on Becky again. I believe that white woman was all part of the scam, because the next night she came back. It was a video called We're Back, right? And in that video, I don't have the timestamp, but I heard her say something to the effect that she knows Fabe's tenant. Now, when I was watching this video, A Day of Reconciliation, it looked like Fi had got in the car, drove around the roundabout, and then parked. I don't know, because she live in them condo-style apartments, right? And she went to a condo-style apartment in this video called A Day of Reconciliation to evict her tenant. Now, in that video, her and Patty allegedly was saying that they really didn't know each other. They knew each other, but they never really hung out with each other. So how would she know Fi has a tenant, and how would she know Fi's tenant if the tenant lived in another building and if they never had conversation about her tenant before? I found that kind of strange. So I watched the video. I'm like, for this lady to know the tenant and know his name, he's probably in the same building as Fabe. So why did she get in her car and drive around the block, or like I said, the roundabout that's usually out in front of most projects and complex, or the parking lot or something, because you saw a colony of like condo project style, apartment buildings. And I was like, And then in this video, I guess her husband, her boo, somebody met her outside after she was up in the hallway recording with the police and everything was saying illegally. That's strange to me. You guys, come on, y'all. Y'all breaking so many rules out here to be journalists and to be the best and the hottest and this, that, and the third. And you people are sucking up all this illegal activity just for a click and a view and a kiki and a ha-ha. It's crazy to me. But she's recording the sheriffs illegally. You see the sheriff word on the back of their jackets. They go in, they evict the person. They tell her to meet her downstairs. So she flies down the stairs. And while she's out there, she hooks up with some dude. And she's like, yeah, we live like that. And then she's like, I kiss, I love you, or whatever. And walks off. And she said, y'all see my husband? I'm like, is that the same man that, she's dating off and on? Because allegedly people are saying that different men are going in and out of her house. And we all have seen Tracy D go there. We've seen QB go there. We've seen Becky go there. So we know that there's traffic going in and out of Fabe's house. And she's willing to, we seen Sarah, we seen the girl who danced. We see, and shout out to Sarah, the young lady with the cancer. You are definitely lifted up in prayers. We've seen the dance moves. We've seen a lot of people in and out of Fabe's apartment for interviews and things of that nature. So if you see this much activity on camera, 9 times out of 10 is that much more activity off camera, especially when QB, one of her guests, stepping off her balcony in this one particular video, smoking weed, allegedly and truthfully saying she gave him an ounce of weed. It may be some dealings going on off camera that, bring more volume, to her door than meets the eye. Maybe that's why Chris keep going there. Maybe he trying to get him a dime bag, allegedly. But I know there's a neighbor that knocks on the door for shampoo. Is that a cold word for an ounce? I'm just saying, people, you got to pay attention. Because a lie don't care who tell it, but I do, okay? So anyway, let me see where I'm at with the rest of my notes. That whole thing with her sitting there, and I remember her saying, like I said, she almost said, if I could remember, the tenant name was Mike. And in this video, A Day of Reconciliation, Fi say that he's an older man and she don't want to see him homeless, but she can't let him live there rent free. So again, to back up what Billie Jean said in her video, and Billie Jean, how I found your video was, I took my little happy hot ass over on LSA yesterday, and I had got the link, and I just was reading through the comments and got to yours, and it said watch this video before it allegedly comes down. And I watched the video, and I tell you, it was pretty good. And the one thing I said you forgot to mention was this video right here, bringing all the court cases together. She was happier than a bed bug biting on the body that been bit up all his damn life. This woman was excited in this video. She had victory. She wasn't this excited coming from church about anything having to do with another content creator in that order of protection. But she was giddy, she was happy, she was excited. She called it a day of reconciliation. She was like, and she didn't mention not one other content creator that I can hear of. This was solely and strictly about getting her property. And when she said, y'all been to court with me, you've been to the police station with me, the only thing she has to do, she has a community feed, she has IG, I believe, just put the information up there. You can show all the dates you want, but is this court paper? Remember, she even said she went to court for Chris, the alleged stalker. So whose name is on these paperworks? You can show all the dates you want to. And then let me just say this before I move on from Fabe, the white girl, I just think was a setup from the beginning. Like I said, there was some more things in Becky in the Shy Gate that we could address, but some things, like I said, I'm not here for it. But one thing that I do want to point out is that once Billie Jean did her video and proved that Lincoln's birthday is on the 12th, and I hope that's the 12th of 2021, because Fabe went back to try to debunk it. The courthouse, here's the thing, Fabe and the order of protection has to go back to court. It ends 2/12/21. February 12, 2021, which is 2 years from February 2019, okay? They supposed to show up in court 9 a.m. to deal with the order of protection after 2 years. Whether keep it going, let it go, whatever, right? Billie Jean's trying to say that on 2012, February 2012, 2021, allegedly, is late Abraham Lincoln's birthday is on the 12th. It's a federal holiday and the courthouse is going to be closed. Fabe comes back with a post from 2012 and shows the courthouse is open. Then Billie Jean does another video. I did watch some of that, and it was just debunking the fact that, she went back to a 2012 post over this Lincoln's birthday, which is on the 12th. But a lot of times, like Martin Luther King, his birthday's on the 15th, but for whatever reason, they celebrate it on the 21st. of January, or whatever day they choose to. And just like Columbus Day, sometimes it comes on October 12th. Tomorrow's gonna be the 13th. No, the 14th. What the hell is tomorrow? Oh, yeah. Okay. Tomorrow's going to be the 14th. And they celebrate these holidays anytime they want to, however, right? So they was going back and forth. And then Fabe came back and said her new name for Billie Jean is going to be something about a blowjob. I'm like, this is just too childish for me right now. So I clicked off of that. But I went back and watched the video. And this is some of the stuff, the Day of Reconciliation, trying to just tie it in to what Billie Jean was saying. Because a lot don't care who tell it. But obviously there's some people out here like myself who want people to, be a little bit more truthful. Let me just say this to you, Fabe. And no disrespect to anybody else. Do I think you have it better than me? If we were both over here preaching the word of God and both over here under the same spirit, who knows? But see, they say you have the spirit of Jezebel. That's a very powerful spirit. That's the spirit I let the Most High God deal with. I rebuke that spirit. Under that spirit, you are doing an amazing job. Oh, amazing, as you say. I think your personality is on point. I just wish you would cut back on that drag queen Michael Jackson thing you do over there. Because I watched some of your videos prior to you getting into beef and drama. You were more churchified. You were more, and yes, and the Lord, and all of this stuff, right? Very, very different tone that you carry today. But, your numbers are on point. Like, you're the it factor in your sector. You are doing it, but you can't keep doing it on lies. And you built a following who like lies. And even if they can overlook your lies, they probably still watch you for your seduction, salaciousness, and, intriguing sexual behavior on camera that, people say Jezebel like to give off in the spirit. Now, like I said, if I had to watch anybody on YouTube, you are on point with most of your other things. But when it comes to you, you play with the showing the documentation. You play, and your people got you backed up. Like, you don't have to show proof. Well, you don't have to show proof on nobody else. You can just talk a good one, and they should be able to believe you. If you don't gotta show proof on yourself, then they should be okay with you not showing proof on nobody else. So, like I said, I'm not here trying to come for you or against you. Girl, you to me, the way I saw you coming up at first, I thought you was going neck to neck with, or rubbing elbows and shoulders with the Lovely T's, the Tasha K's, the Layla Lynn's. There's a lot of people I'm subscribed to that got not only the following but the reputation, the class, and the education behind it. But you wanna be down here in this sector. I wish all you guys aspire a year, 2 years later. Like, let's just keep it real. Because my brain is not warped, but from what I remember, Kaya and T.S. Madison didn't fall out till February 2018. Anything prior to that, Miss Gina wasn't talked about. Larry Nelson's wasn't talked about. All of this started after the Kaya and T.S. Madison breakup, which happened 2018 February that I can recall. It hasn't even been 2 years yet. For a lot of you content creators out here. And the furthest you have traveled is from one live chat to another live chat, one beef to another beef. You keep going around the same mountain, but you're not elevating yourself as you go around. Each time it's the same wilderness, but you're not learning your lessons in it. And you guys are stuck. But Fabi, I thought, okay, in this sector, you rose to the occasion. You knocked some people off their throne or whatever. You that it girl. QB of the Midwest calls you the new queen. I don't understand that shit at all. I thought we went through this with you and Sean Bradley being the king and queen. But y'all is not going to learn y'all lesson idolizing these people and putting them on pedestals and thrones. It just baffles me how people keep putting another person above them. We are equal. We just do things differently, say things differently, and go down different roads. But nobody is greater than the next. Mankind is mankind. Mankind is greater than animals. That Adam was, you know what I'm saying? But what equal? Human beings are equal. We bleed blood, we cry, we defecate the same way. Unless you got messed up colon, then you have to go through a colostomy bag. But I'm just saying. So anyway, Fabi, you have so much potential, more so than anybody you rocking with or not rocking with in these YouTube streets. So for you to keep bringing yourself down to be petty, it may not work out well for you in the end. You got to redirect yourself. I mean, like I said, that drag, Michael Jackson drag, I don't know what that is, but you be hitting them points over there, girl. So all she needs is a purple glove and that curly Jerry curl wig, girl, and you on point with the Michael Jackson. I mean, that's cool. That's what your audience like. That's animation. That's entertainment to some people. But you have what it takes. But you just can't get there. You're going to have to keep telling one lie after another lie after another lie. And then people who lie so much, they forget the lies they tell, and then you do what you did in that one video. You say, oh, I don't put people names in my title, but yet you have somebody's title in your name, and you didn't make reference to it. Now, moving right along. Armand Wiggins calling black women monkeys. Lord have mercy. Why are we so offended? Woe to the man, to the person, to the woman, child, whoever, that the offense come through. You don't know that? It go both ways. Woe to me if I offend you, and then woe to you for being offended. Don't sit here and act like we don't have people in our community and in our families that look like monkeys. Hell, Armand Wiggins looked like the damn circus monkey. You wind up. And he be clapping that drum. His foot be hitting the drum in his hands. I have one of them. Damn, I wish I didn't get rid of it. But he look like that little monkey. And y'all sit out here and get offended. But we are the race that call white people wet dog. And then if your own black person call you like Armand a monkey, you're offended at that. God forbid if white people call you monkeys, you're offended at that. Look in the mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Silverbacks, chimpanzees, circus monkeys. Hell, the monkeys, they was experimenting in Monkey Shine, that movie from the 80s. Planet of the Apes. Don't sit here and act like we don't see what's coming back in our reflection. Be proud of that shit. I think apes and monkeys are some of the most beautiful, adorable creatures in the world. And you never know if they didn't have us sleeping with monkeys and all this other stuff in captivity. You just don't know, people. There is a strong resemblance of black people and these Homo sapiens. I said it and wrote about it in a book in 2014. They title you Homo sapiens. It's the words they put on you that you keep choosing to believe and live by. That's why half the damn world like it is now. And I'm going to say it. Homos, gays, LGBTQ community is on the rise. The agenda is being pushed. because of the words Homo sapien. And you think there's people in our community that don't look like monkeys, that don't look like apes and gorillas? The features are real, they're strong, and we get mad. I don't understand that. Like, I was telling y'all in the other video the other day, I have a friend since 1996 or 7, and she looked just she looked like the handmaid to the mother on Planet of the Apes. I forget the lady name. You know, the woman, Cornelius' wife. She looked like she could roll with her. That woman ain't offended by what people say about her and the jokes be made. Hell, we be sitting there laughing like, girl, it's real. What is the outrage about that? Hell, look back at his ass and say he looked like the circus clown monkey. And keep it moving. Armand is over there saying things because he's stuck in a rut. He is pissed off because T.S. Madison don't want nothing to do with him. And he gonna take it out on everybody before it's all said and done. And that's not gonna make T.S. Madison run to him, to his call, beck and call and work with him. Not at all. He is pissed off because Tia, go listen to Tasha K's video, Let Me Mentor You. She went in on Armand Wiggins and this whole monkey business. Like, come on, people. There's other shit out here you could be putting your energy to get mad at. That's how I know sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me is a damn lie. See, a lie don't care who tell it, but I do. Words hurt y'all. Words is breaking you down. I'm just saying, I'd rather look like a monkey and eat watermelon than to run with the KKK and eat other people for dinner. I'm just saying. Because cannibalism is real in their world. And because they eat one another up, literally, figuratively, and consumptuously, they want you to eat yourselves up as well. With words. So whoever says sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me, told a damn lie. Because words is tearing your ass up out there in these last days. Words are tearing you up. So what else? That's all I pretty much had to say about that. Don't think that I misspoke when I said some black women, black people, black races do favor monkeys. And instead of being angry about it, somehow you be proud of who you are. You never know. The Homo sapiens of this world may be the greatest species ever. Who knows? And the world will water it down once again like they do everything else so that white supremacy can reign. I'm just saying. You have a lot of people in our community. And I don't think that's no reason to be upset. I don't think that's no reason to be pissed off. I don't think that's no reason to be out here going off on somebody who looked like a monkey his damn self. Okay? Now, so y'all need to get out y'all feelings. Y'all need to stop running around here letting everything be so damn offensive to you. Everything somebody say, you grab it and run with it. I don't care who tell it, but I do. See, and what liars will do will project all the lies off on you to make somebody else look bad, so you can't pick up on the lies that they're doing or saying. And if you do, it's just the brainwashing of the movement, the visualization. A person can sit and poop a lie in your mouth, and you'll love it and feed on that because of who the person is and how the person come across on camera, not what the person said as being truthful. So now I just want to go ahead and dip back over to the day of reconciliation, and I'm going to wrap this video up because, again, I don't care who tell it, and I just want to make my points to back up or to corroborate or to just put, not that my opinion matters, but if I'm out here saying I'm a child of God and liars are destroying the world, who am I going to go after in this world? And there's some liars just ain't worth going after or pointing out anything. But if you got a little bit care and concern for people, which I do have for my colleagues and coworkers on YouTube, you will be able to say, hey, I don't got to come in your chat and say it because I see how the game is being played. Everybody wants you to come to your channel so their clicks and views can go up. Whatever I have to say to you, I'm going to say it from my channel, okay? And like I said, I say it with respect. I don't say it with disrespect. And I don't say it with a dragon. I want to see us all do better. Hell, I want to get to 1K, but I don't want to do what anybody has done in this sector to get there. And think about what's been done in the Section 8 sector of YouTube. Just think about everything. From Kaya and T.S. Madison breaking up to now. It will be 2 years, February 2020. Think about everything that's been done up to now. Alright, so the day of reconciliation. This video was done on 6/10/19. It was the eviction process. Basically, again, we saw this woman run the court, do everything she can to try to make us think that it was toward another content creator she was having problems with then and having problems with now. But really, most of the times we seen her go to court, and Tracy D, you went twice with her. Was this for the restraining order or was this for the eviction? We just want to know your truth, Tracy D, okay? So I pointed out that it was an eviction process, and in this video, she's pretty much recording the sheriffs illegally. She states that she's a great landlord. Now, you know, nobody can question the fact that if she owns property or not, because even Becky said it in her video, she know the tenant. And like I said earlier, how does Becky know the tenant unless the tenant lives in the building or Becky has been over to the other complex or apartment? Because she got in her car, she took a spin around the roundabout or went around the block and looked like she came right back to the same apartment building. I'm just saying, I was parked somewhere where she got I'm not sure how it goes, but in order for Becky, the alleged white woman, because some of y'all said she Puerto Rican acting like, the only way she would know the tenant or of the tenant, they had to have talked before about the tenant, or she knows that the tenant lives in the building or knows that the tenant lives in another complex or another building across the way. Because it was like 4 or 5, maybe 3 to 4 of those tall project condo style buildings in this video. So you can't dispute that she's not a landlord. In this video, she does show some eviction paper process toward the end of it as well. She mentions that, she's a great landlord and she really doesn't want to see this homeless man, this old man homeless. Now, what I peeped from this at the end toward the video, she was asking the gentleman for her keys. She talking about she got her gun on her in case he gets crazy. He was nervous giving her keys back. She said to him, would you like to get your stuff? And I couldn't really hear what he said. And she said something about, I'll call you, or you got 30 days to come get your stuff, or something to that effect. And then she goes in the house and she starts showing you all how he used color pencils to draw, on the walls and everything. She basically shows how he had no food in the refrigerator, and she was like, Jesus, be a pot of spaghetti or something. I'm like, damn, we want this Jesus to be everything but your Lord and Savior. You want him to be a fence, you want him to be do Jesus, so you could do any damn thing you want to do outside the church, in the church, whatever. You want him to be the wheel so he can take the wheel. You want this Jesus to be everything but your Lord and Savior. And I told you he's not your Lord and Savior anyway, but in the realms of Christianity, where Jesus is the head deity, you people want him to be everything but a God. That's why Christ may not be working, or this Jesus may not be working for most people on these YouTube streets who say they love God, have all these ministries and XYZ. They're misappropriating the power thereof. Anyway, she said, again, she says in this video, y'all been there to the police station, the courthouse, and now it's this young hot eviction. So, the police going to the police station to file a complaint on the tenant. Maybe some of those paperworks. Maybe one of the times she went to court. Go watch Billie Jean's video. She breaks down the timeline. It's called Girl, if it's still up by the grace of God. Then you guys went to the courthouse. She files her paperwork with the court. Then you guys come to the eviction. So it was a process. Now getting to the GoFundMe. That's $661 that was raised in the cash apps that she didn't want to put in the GoFundMe. All of that money, believe you me. There was a trip to Disneyland. There was Leah's birthday coming up. There was a lot of things going on in her personal life. But I believe most of that money, if not all of that money, probably went to the courthouse and to the lawyers, definitely. For this eviction and not for the restraining order. See, she's out here perpetrating the fact that the money she raised was to take down Susie, was to take down this other content creator. But right here is basically saying, I'm basically saying that in this video, I get the sense, I get the feeling that this woman has definitely manipulated her following to believe that every time she went to court, it was to take down her opponent. But in essence, it was to do all of this right here, as far as the eviction goes. Also, she never mentions, not one time in this video, because it was only solely for the eviction, but all the other times she went to court, she mentioned another content creator's name as if it was pertaining to her. And Lord, y'all don't know how much I had to do, how much time I had to take off work. All that time she might have been taking off from work was probably because she was dealing with her tenant and not so much the content creator. So then, again, I said she paid legal fees to Caesar, and my question is not Caesar dead? Caesar been long gone, right? And you still paying taxes or legal fees or whatever to Caesar. It's funny how Caesar warps into this entity of the United States government, right? And then I asked you guys earlier, where is the write-off for the church? You can see for legal fees, right? But if this is a woman of God, and I'm not questioning anybody's relationship, but if this was a prophetess, I know Juanita Bynum, she was almost or allegedly in court for tax evasion, not paying taxes, because the church and black people in the church don't realize that there's a lot of things you have to pay taxes on even in the church. A lot of it is not exempt, especially when you start making books and putting your face on the Bible and doing things like that. You have to pay taxes. Or even if you support ministries, right? Even if you're your own profit at home, but you support other churches or other ministries, that would have been a fee on her taxes as well. But she show y'all the legal fees, hoping y'all would think that this has to do with everything she did her whole time on YouTube trying to take down another content creator. I don't think that's true. All right, and what's the breakdown of the legal fees? Is it for lawyers to go to court for eviction? Is it for lawyers, to do a mass mailing of emails to newspapers? Like, the only real situation I see here that needs an attorney is to evict someone. And the fees to do it. You would have to pay for the sheriffs to go out. You would have to go to court and file paperwork and things of that nature. Also, we can't forget the fact that Tracy let it out the bag that this white woman that Fabe allegedly beat up because she put her hands on her daughter in the elevator of the same apartment complex, it could be lawyer fees for that. Maybe she got arrested and got out because, she says she know the police department, all the police out there, but maybe she had to pay a fine or pay a debt or, do whatever, pay something to keep from going to jail. But those legal fees could have been in 2018 on that tax return to help defend her against the case that was brought against her by the white woman she allegedly beat up in her building. Also, it could be landlord issues. It could be anything other than the fact that she went to court to try to take down a YouTuber. And I said, how does Becky Patty know Fabe's tenant? Is it the same building? If you go to the Day of Reconciliation, it was done on 6/10/19. You see her drive around, but it looks like she just goes and park right back in the spot where she was. And how would Becky, they saying, no, I never been here. We never really communicated. They know each other, through past, and they live there, so they know of one another. But how would Becky come out and know the tenant's name unless the tenant lives in the building or Becky has went to the other building where the tenant lives or they had conversation about the tenant before? So it's like she drives around, but it could have been around the roundabout, like outside. It didn't look like she went too far, and it didn't look like she turned too many corners to get to where she is. All right, and in that video, Becky, allegedly Patty, said that the tenant name is Mike. Now you reckon, she also mentioned she know the stalker as well. But do you reckon Mike live in the same building as Fabe on a different floor or whatever? Because we know she said Chris and his mother lived, alleged stalker lived right under her on the 4th floor. But do you think Mike lived in the same building as her? Let me know what you guys think about it after you watch this video. I don't care who tell it, but I damn sure do. And it's not because I want to have, 2 cents in it. But these are people who say they're in the church. These are people who are out here with a lot of following. They have a lot of souls waking up to them every day. But my fear, my concern is that they're being led to the slaughterhouse to be slain. And they are not leading them to righteousness, to truth. Now, Armand, I just want to say, coke fame is a hell of a drug. Rick James say cocaine is a hell of a drug. Coke fame. It's this kind of fame out here people want so bad. It's like cocaine is running through their veins. And then allegedly, some people are saying a lot of content creators are on crack cocaine and other drugs. And that may explain their hypeness and their schematics here on YouTube as well. But coke fame is a hell of a drug, let me tell you. Oh yeah, just for the record, my birthday is on 10/15. If you guys want to give, donate, feel free to. I don't care, guys. Thank you for the support you have given me. But by the grace of God, if it's from God, He is going to give me a way to uphold this channel, uphold myself, uphold those He put me over and under. As a learning experience, as a way of life to learn. Question. Did QB of the Midwest rob the phone? Because in the video with Fabe, allegedly Becky said she lost her phone. I don't know where, but they was on there talking about robbing that girl. QB was, and it's funny, she comes on Fabe's channel the next day and say she lost her phone. But she did say she went a lot of other places. And when you're drunk, you could have lost it in Fabe's house and just woke up the next day, didn't realize you didn't have it, went everywhere, and then like, oh my God, my phone. I don't know. I'm just saying, people, with talks of people being robbed, and then she wakes up with no phone, did anybody in that house get that phone? Did anybody in that house get that phone? Now back to gaming. Oh shoot, I mean Armand. Gaming is that dude who drove the plane, right? And Soul Plane. I meant to say Armand, y'all. Back to Armand. Armand, calling black women monkeys out here just shows who you really are as a person. And, it's the pot calling the kettle black because you look like a circus monkey yourself. Black women, don't be so offended when people call you names. See, you were taught sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. You have to stop believing that lie because a lie don't give a damn who tell it. And you out here believing all these sayings and quotes and lies made up by people because the words do hurt. When somebody out of another race call you a nigga, that hurts you. When they call you a bad wench if you like a white man, that hurts you. If they call you a monkey and you kind of favor one, why does that hurt you? These are words. So you could debunk that little saying right there, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Are you kidding me? And all you've been called most of your lives is names. And that shit hurt the hell out you. So with that being said, a lie may not care who tell it, but I do, y'all. Let me know what you think about this video. And again, we will resume the morning read on this channel. But if I can continue to come up with little lessons for you, I will. Again, this video is going to be called A Lie Don't Care Who Tell It. A lie don't care who tell it. How do I stop? But I do. Shalom, everybody. Peace.